What's up everyone, how's it going? In this game we have Wam as our teal Byzantine spotting in the west side of Dry Arabia. On the east we have Decisive1 aka Policia Corvi aka Corvinus. Not entirely sure why he keeps name changing, seems about once a week, but it is what it is. Spawning as our green Ottoman, going for the early Dark Age. There it is. Going for the Dark Age military school. Wasn't sure what was going on there. Queued it up. He queued up his villagers straight to the wood. Usually you're gonna pull it a little faster for the military school, or queue, not really pull it, but yeah. Going for the Dark Age. I've said this time and time again. I really love going for the Dark Age military school, regardless if you're actually able to put on pressure with it or not. It lets you get those visor experience points, or visor experience a little sooner, which lets you get the experience point, the point itself, a little bit sooner as well. Actually, a lot sooner, to be honest. You'll get it about a minute after aging up, compared to about 2 or 3 minutes after aging up, like how you would if you went military school in the feudal instead of the Dark Age. Corvinus already obviously getting his first unit out for free. Decent split, 9-2. We'll be going into I think he's actually gonna go into the Sultani trade network. It did get buffed, and you guys know how I feel about the buff. This is gonna be the second game I've casted off of the new patch that just came out. What was it, January 30th? I did post a video about it. The video will be linked in the comments most likely, or in the description. Not entirely sure, but it will be there somewhere. Grand Winery is going to be the landmark of choice for Wam, and this is actually one of the buildings. There's quite a few things, now that I think about it, that did get changed slash buffed for the Byzantines. One of them is actually the cistern, so now it does give a way better gather rate increase per level. So it used to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now it's 10, 14, 18, 22, 26. And it is going to be the Sultani trade network for Corvinus. As expected, people are going to be testing out the new things, and I absolutely loved the Sultani trade network before the buff. After the buff, it's just absolutely amazing. You generate more gold. You actually start off with more traders as well in the early stages. In all honesty, Ottoman did not need any buffs, but they got so many indirect ones as well. So it's just, I think they're gonna be easily S tier, easy top civilization for the rest of this patch, basically, until nerfs start coming through or other buffs start coming through for other civilizations. Byzantine got so many buffs though. They actually got so many buffs this upcoming patch. It's amazing. And they even worked on Cistern of the First Hill. I don't think they went far enough with Cistern. I think they could have done a lot more with it, but we'll have to see. Like, I would honestly rather them nerf other aspects of the civilization, so they'd be able to work on the cistern a little bit more, because I think it's just so bad. It's such a terrible landmark. But we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with them in general, basically. But yeah. Where were we? I was rambling a little bit, but it's okay. So let's just go with the Sultani trade network. Talk about the buff really quick before I go back to the Byzantines and explain all their changes as well. The main thing is, instead of 2, you spawn with 3 traders. Instead of it holding 6, it holds 10 traders now. That's a huge difference. That's roughly 80 gold a minute difference, because before it was like 160 something. I think it was actually closer to like 170, and now it's 240 total when you have all 10 traders in here. That's because they did nerf the amount of gold generated per trader from 28 to 24, but since they increased the amount of traders able to be garrisoned from 6 to 10, you're going to be generating more gold per minute now than you would have before. And that's basically it. Like, that's essentially all that's really changed with the Sultani. This is amazing. Damn, this is really, really solid. And this is something that, oh, he might mess this up with all those villagers. Okay, no, not really. He could cancel that and put it down in a different location. So this is something that I'm talking about as well, in terms of going for the Dark Age spears or the Dark Age military school. This is another possibility that you could go, is pushing all of these in. Only reason I didn't mention it this game, like how I do almost every other game, is because these deer were really far out. But damn, did Corvinus do an amazing job pushing those in. So a few buffs over here for our Byzantine. Did end up going for a 2TC play. Amazing spot for that second town center as well, in between 2 golds next to the wood. Really like the Sim City going on here for him. Looking good. They did reduce the production speed of the cistern, so from 20 seconds to 15 seconds. They didn't do anything with the berries, with the olive oil, which is something that I was really hoping they would do. I would have loved for them to make the olive oil more up front and center, instead of, or as their main selling point, instead of like the cisterns. Really, I think the cisterns, don't get me wrong, they're cool and all, but I think the olive oil is just a way more entertaining mechanic than like the whole mercenary school, all that stuff. Akratoy does get popped in order to defend against these spears. Yeah, I would have preferred them doing something more with the olive oil than with the cisterns. I think that's just a lot more entertaining. But that's just me. We have borderline or border settlements? Not yet. Looking solid over here. Wam sitting on 36 villagers to 35. He will be taking the villager lead in a bit, but it looks like we're going to be going into a fast castle. Of course, it's going to be the Mahmed Imperial Armory for Corvinus. He has the resources for it. Not entirely sure why he hasn't. Okay, there he goes. He's sitting on the resources for about 20 seconds right there. And he is going for the Amman. Gonna start spreading those out, grab the relics, and bring them back as soon as possible. First Sipahi is out. 37 villagers, 38 villagers to 41. Of course, the free trickle of units coming through for our Ottoman as well. But at the same time, semi-free, I guess you could say, with the olive oil, since it is a supplementary income or a supplementary resource. It's not one of your primary. It doesn't affect your age ups or anything like that. He's going to be going. He did end up going for the Western contract. Does have a full set of 5 longbows out right now. Getting his second set, going to be jumping up to 10. The Lamentinite did get nerfed. Keep that in mind as well. So when their shield wall is active, their damage reduction is no longer 50% from ranged units. It is down to 40. So they are going to be taking a little bit more damage than before. This Iman is going to get wrecked right now. He needs to rotate that to the top. Okay, go. Good job. Loses a few villagers right there. So far 2. Third one might be going down very close. There's about 2, 3. Yeah, easy 2 that are going to be really, really close to death. The Amon is gonna have to juke. He's gonna have to, it looks like Corvinus is gonna sacrifice his Sapahi in order to try to keep that Amon alive, and that was just absolutely terrible trade for our Ottoman player. Loses 3 Sapahi for what it seems like just 4 longbows, and that's it. That was not a good trade at all. The Amon is still alive, so at least there's that, I suppose. He can try to get it. I don't think he's gonna be able to. Currently sitting on 3 spears, 1 Sapahi, Manganao is almost out, and 2 men-at-arms for Corvinus. Wam sitting on 10 Lamentinized, 6 longbows. Sapahi rotating to the northern side. I think he should be going like far northeast, just to be on the safe side. Wam does get into Castle H, most likely with the Golden Horn Tower. Sorry about that, guys. Yes, it is. Of course, it's not going to be Cistern of the First Hill, because why would it be? It is still not that good, unfortunately. It did get some massive buffs, but it just, they missed the mark. It should increase your water level as well. Like, that's something that's so basic. It should really be increasing your cistern level by at least 2. So as soon as you make it, you should be going from 1 to 3, or if you're already on 3 to 5, you know, just, I don't know, or have it scaled. No, not even scaled. Yeah, I don't know. It just needs to be 2. Like, at minimum, it needs to increase your cistern level by 2, because you're putting down a landmark. Like, it's called the Cistern of the First Hill, and it only increases it by 1. Like, I don't know. For me, anyways, I just don't think that's very. I don't think that's very good, and from what I've seen, a lot of people do agree with that. There's still going to be a lot of balance in the future. On 3 military schools at the moment, 63 villagers for Wam to the 51, and the Fast Imperial. Where are you putting your observatory? In the back of the base. Awesome. Not sure. The Musk gives the. Yeah, doesn't the Musk give the influence? I might be completely off. I could have sworn the Musk gave influence. Oh no, it's the school. What's the school called? University. Never mind. Yes. Istanbul Observatory is almost done. We'll be finishing up in the next 10 seconds. 36 military to 12. But the main thing is we have 1 Manganao out already. 2nd Manganao will be coming out very shortly. 3 military schools. 4th one should be finished. Should be coming up soon as well. He does need to move over at least 2 more villagers to stone so he can get it up a little bit faster. Mahmed should be throwing up. Yes, it is. The Great Bombard. It should have been toggled over, and now we get the double military schools coming up in the back as well. So he doesn't need the extra units on stone. 3 relics for our Ottoman player, to the almost 1 for Wam. Wam is going to be pushing forward right here. I don't believe he's going to be able to actually break this at the moment with 2 Manganaos out. We don't have any other production though. There's a single barracks, and that's essentially it for our Ottoman player. Yes, it is going to be producing men-at-arms extremely fast. 11 seconds for the men-at-arms, 8 seconds for a spear. But it's only 1 production. He needs to throw down at least 2 more. At minimum 2 more. 2 more barracks in order to make this. Is he gonna try to just blind shot over? That was good. That was a really good blind shot right there. Oh no. My key bindings aren't working. Okay. Settings. Okay. There it goes. Yeah, those were absolutely blind shots right there. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why it's swapped over. I haven't even played yet. Oh, no, never mind. I take that back. I did. Oh, and then Springles actually did get a nerf as well. They can no longer two-shot siege or most siege units. Well, any of the siege units. Realistically, this is a fight that Corvinus should not be taking at all, though. He does not have the military numbers for this. His Mangonels were unable to actually get very many kills before the fight happened. They are getting quite a few right now, though, so that's good. At least second Mangonel is coming up. Or not second Mangonel, second Springled, but it can no longer two-shot Mangonels. It requires 3 shots for a Mango. Entirely sure what that rumbling is. I don't know if it's a thunderstorm or not, but there's something rumbling outside. Yeah, so that's actually absolutely massive. The fact that Springles do not two-shot Mangonels anymore. As you can see right there, because it wasn't two-shot, or you couldn't two-shot it, yes, they did get buffed in their attack speed, but yeah, the inability to two-shot is massive. All Corvinus did right there was pull villagers and start repairing the Mangonel in order for it to not just get completely brutally murdered right there. You have a Great Bombard. It should have shot right there. It really should have. And now the Great Bombard is going to be able to counter the Springles. And it takes 10 Springles to one-shot a Great Bombard, or, 5 Springles to two-shot it, which is not good as well. This is what I was saying earlier, where the Ottoman got an indirect buff because of these nerfs to the Springles before. Okay, Wam is sitting on 5 Springles now. One is really low. Is he going to be able to get a decent shot off onto it? Does Corvinus know about them? He doesn't know about all 5. He does see 3. Nice kiting from Wam, though. I don't think Corvinus should be moving out this far. He needs to go back. He needs to replenish his forces. Currently sitting at 47 military to 14. Yeah, Wam cannot be fighting this. He does have a Great Bombard. Don't get me wrong. He would be able to do a decent amount of damage, but the Springles can two-shot the Great Bombard if he doesn't pay attention. 17 man-at-arms, 1 Great Bombard, 2 Mangonels, Corvinus. He needs to just regroup, regather his forces. He is getting a decent amount for free, so a decent amount of military for free. He just needs to wait it out. But as I was saying, with the repairs, how it works now, since Springles don't two-shot Mangonels, if you could just throw probably about 5 or 6 villagers onto the Mangonel, they'll be able to repair it fast enough before the Springles are actually able to kill it off. If the attacks aren't synchronized, obviously, with the Springles. So if one Springle shoots while it's getting repaired, and then the second one shoots, it's still getting repaired. Third, it's going to keep going, still get repaired, and it's never going to go down. Unlike before, where even if it was off by half a second, they would still die. It's not like that at all. You need 3 Springles in order to kill the Mangonel. You need 10 Springles to two-shot, or to one-shot a Great Bombard. You need, I think it's 4? Yeah, I think it's actually 4 Springles to one-shot a Clockwork Nest of Bees now. Yeah, it's not. The nerf made Siege so good now. Your Mangonels are going to be able to get more shots off. You're going to have to invest more into getting huge shot on the back line, on the longbows that were there. But now the Springles are going to be pushing forward. They are able to get one of the Mangonels. There's still a Great Bombard here. Corvinus needs to kite his, or pull his man-at-arms back. They are going to be getting kited to death. There are a decent amount of Sapaki here. From what it seems like, there's 7 total. They're going to be getting into the back line, dealing damage to the ranged units. More Sapaki coming in. 3 cataphracts are here now as well. If they do a trample on the front line, that's going to be a good amount of damage. bombard gets a single shot off on the cataphract. Not sure why they haven't used their trample ability yet. Springald's pushing forward, a total of 6 now. Gonna try to stutter step the great bombard. Not gonna be working out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This isn't gonna be looking good. He pushed out. Corvinus pushed out way too soon. Trample going through, finally getting into the back line, able to kill off the last remaining great bombard. And I do believe that this is going to be the beginning of the end for our green Ottoman player. He's down to 4 military, 4 supply, 8 more in queue with a great bombard coming out in about 30, 45 seconds. Nope, a minute. A full minute before that great bombard comes out. He is starting to build some infrastructure. He's severely lacking in food though. He's not going to be able to start producing as much as he would like. Of course, his gold per minute is looking really solid, but that's because he has. He ended up going for the 40% gold as well. So he's going to be having 336 gold per minute just from his Sultani trade network, plus another 239 out of the Moss since he is sitting on 3. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough for him. He's actually he's been in a really terrible position for the last 3 minutes now. Great bombard has come out. He is going to be able to get a decent shot off, but it's not going to be enough. And there we go. A full. No, that would have been 8 shots. Yeah, I think it would have been 8 shots to kill. 1 shot it then. Okay, so the 10 shot was actually my bad. I missed the math there. Sorry about that, guys. So it looks like it was 7 or 8 in order to 1-shot it. I think it's 10 after the siege upgrade. The siege trial upgrade. I like how Corvinus is attempting to stay in this game. He thinks he stands a chance, but we do have Wam going into here right now with a and he's just gonna flood with a bunch of free units of his own now. Potentially, possibly, you know, there's a 33% chance that he might get a free unit. Surprisingly enough, I think it does happen more than 33% of the time. I'm pretty sure it's about 40% of the time. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. How long will Corvinus stay? Is he gonna leave immediately upon Wam hitting hero? Is he gonna just try to wait this out a little bit longer while he's down 50 military supply? 57 to 7. These Sipahi are just going to get completely wrecked as well by those cataphracts. He is going into Janissaries from what it seems like. He has 2 out, 6 in queue, 5 man-at-arms, 4 Sipahi, and almost 1 great bombard. So this, I think this is just going to be our Ottoman player, Corvinus, just registering the loss and figuring out what he could have done, what could have changed to make this a little bit better. And honestly, I think he just needed to stay back and turtle up for just another minute or 2. GG does get called. Game goes to our teal Byzantine player Wam. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.